You know, I can't tell you how badly I wish we could start this episode off with the good old sweet, but we can't.
Unfortunately.
Because London doesn't suck. London sucks, figuratively, but when it comes to hockey, they don't suck. I mean, swept right past the first round, swept right past Erie, and that's like, I mean, barely snuck by us there in Game 4. Yeah, I mean, eight games so far, already 8 wins. So Game 1 of Round 3 is already looking like it's going to be a win. Last time I checked, they're up 4-0 at the first intermission.
I was just checking it again. It's still 4-0.
So, I mean, what's the stat I saw I came up with? They've only lost 2 of their last 26 playoff games that they have played. Something like that. It's unbelievable. I mean,
Listen, that's going... And those 2 losses were in the finals against the Petes 2 seasons ago.
No, I'm talking going back when they lost 2 to Saginaw Conference. I didn't go that far back. Maybe if we went that far back, we could find out even more. Yeah, going back to last playoffs and this playoffs, they have only lost 2 of their last 26 playoff games, which is
ridiculous,
unbelievable.
Austin Elliott in net, like he's just
he's a different animal.
He's
insane this year. Like
we lost 1 game. We almost snuck 1 away from them in Game 4. Like I had said, I predicted that we would sneak at least 1 away on home ice, and we were that close, man. That overtime when we gave 1 up and then they reviewed it, we're like, holy shit, I've never seen this before. And then it got called back. It's like never seen that before. And then they scored the winner again, and that one got reviewed. I was like, surely they won't get overturned again, and it didn't. But I mean, just that, the way that crowd still got into it, down 3-0 at home, you're about to get swept on home ice, and the way the crowd was still behind that team, still behind, still I would call still a cold Charlie Burns. They were behind him that whole game, chanting his name almost after every save. Kid played his ass off in Game 4, dude. I mean, minus the last minute of the first period in Game 3, played his ass off too.
Besides that last minute, like other than that, he played pretty good. Like
both those games at home, he played phenomenal.
I know he was in tears at the end of Game 4 and that.
Like, they showed him on the jumbotron. You could just see like water. Like, it might have been from his bottle, but you could tell his eyes were red, and like you could tell he was just felt awful. For no reason too, man. I mean,
46 saves on 50 shots
against the best team in the CHL, I debate.
He should be very proud of himself.
He should be there's no reason whatsoever he should be beating himself up.
I say he came in with...
Which he probably is that to some extent, but he has nothing to beat himself over.
Came in as a cold backup goaltender in the Game 3, back against the wall.
That'd be tough for a starter, coming back from an injury, kind of like Benny did for us last year. Came into the playoffs cold. He was our starter for the first 5 months of the season.
But came in cold, down 2-0 in the series on home ice, which is nerve-wracking enough for any player, any young player with very little, actually no playoff experience. He didn't have any playoff experience.
And that's honestly, I'm kind of glad with him coming in. He now has that.
He has that playoff experience to where if we need it next year, he has that experience under his belt now.
Because if we depending with Erliden this upcoming season, if he's still around. We at least they at least have both experience in the.
He's going to be around.
Regardless, I know we haven't been here. Also, welcome back to the podcast. By the way, we haven't recorded in now almost 3 weeks. So you're Friday evening recording here. This will probably still go live the next day. So Saturday morning at around 11 a.m. So look forward to that. Also, obviously look for this on our YouTube if you just want to listen to it on YouTube and you don't have Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Podcasts, whatever. But getting back into it. Charlie has nothing whatsoever to kick himself for, man. I think the defense, if anything, kind of was the reason for those 3 goals at the end of the first in Game 3.
Yeah.
Just kind of gave up. They thought, we got the end of this period. We shut them out in the first period. No, you didn't, because they scored, what was it, 3 goals in a matter of 36 seconds or something like that?
45 seconds it was.
It's not over until the fucking fat lady sings,
yeah.
So.
And there was no fat lady singing. Words can't even describe how proud I am of this Otters team, man. The things we were able to overcome between last year and this year. This entire rest of the last 6 months of this season were for Jim. You know,
And
every single game they were playing.
And going forward, it's going to be for them.
Every game from here on out until we win a cup. And you know damn well they're going to fight to get his name on that cup again. Because I believe he was on the 17 one.
Yeah,
that was the year he came in, wasn't it?
Because he bought the team in 2015.
Was it 15?
The year after McDavid left.
Okay.
Yeah, because he bought it like within a few months after McDavid got
Gotcha.
Fisher drafted by Edmonton.
But yeah, man,
But
this
very
team,
proud of this team.
this team is unbelievable.
This team was honestly was just very special. Like I couldn't I'm still can't hard to process the seasons are over already.
For us, at least, yeah.
I still am can't believe was so devastated that we didn't have more time with this team. I want more time with them, but
Yeah. I mean, we're only probably a month away until the season itself is over, and we can watch London lose in the final to Rimouski, and then have them bitch again play. No, whose team shouldn't get to play? They had so many days off, they didn't even make the playoffs. Fuck you.
Eat my ass.
Anyways, I said at the beginning of the playoffs, London. I really think they're going to repeat. I said this halfway through the regular season that they're looking like they're going to repeat.
I think now that
Did I think they'd have a clean sweep through 8 games? No, I really thought that the year had the capability to take one away, and unfortunately we did not. Game 1, we let them get to us. They just kind of got into our heads. They beat us up. We dropped the gloves. We won too many times. I think it's game 2. Even Alfie got into it in game 2.
Yeah.
That's something we've been waiting for. Let's let Alfie drop the damn gloves, and he finally did. And I think he did kind of end up getting his ass beat.
Yeah, he got it.
Every other fight I think in that series was pretty fair. I know Wesley beat the shit out of whoever who he fought in game 1.
I think it was Sim.
And Messier also beat the shit out of somebody.
He beat the drunk out of somebody.
But yeah, game 1 we just let them get to us. Game 2 they were still trying to get into our heads, and they did a little bit, but we kind of backed off a little bit, and they still. I think that was the biggest blowout of the series. I think that one was like a 7-2 or whatever.
Royston fought Landon Sin. Messier fought Ryder Bolton.
I think Messier was the one that was actually a little bit closer.
Yeah, that one was pretty.
I think they gave the win to Sim over Royston, even though Royston beat the fucking shit out of Sim.
And then Jesse Nurmi faced Nathan Sauter.
And then Sod's kind of got his ass. Sod's never been a big fighter. He's great defensively. He's really improved from his first year where he was, that 7th, 8th defenseman. He's really improved. He's not a fighter.
Yeah, because it was game 2 is when Allen faced. Trying to bring it up.
Was it Alfie?
It was Jared Woodley that fought Alfie, and then Royston fought Allen.
Yeah. And of course, Royston won that one too, because Royston doesn't lose fights.
Again, instead of beating the piss out of him, he beat the drunk out of him.
Beat him so fucking good he was sober again. At least he could drive home this time, and that wouldn't stop him. But alright, okay, that's the last one. I promise. Probably not, but
that's what. Cameron Allen didn't say that.
he goes, one more won't hurt. Okay. Anyways, but going into next year could be very, very important because right now there is a rumor that the OHL is considering making goalies exempt to the overager rule, which for us that could be huge. And keeping both, obviously keeping Noah, and keeping. I at this point I don't know if I'm
torn between McCall and Sod.
I'm between Sods and McCall. I really did not like how Sods or McCall played in the playoffs in general. The first round he was but against London he did not do well.
No.
He did not play well in this second round.
Again, I think
the first round he was come and go.
I think the biggest thing that is in question right now is where's Carey going to end up next season? Is he gonna be like which body of water is he gonna be by? Is he gonna be by Lake Erie or is he gonna be by the Pacific Ocean?
Right.
Again, which body of water is he going to? And I swear, I think Carey is going West Coast.
I think
I'm sorry. After that contract signing before the London series, I I'm wholeheartedly behind. Not wholeheartedly, but like I'm all behind him going
And just the I mean, there was also kind of what kind of gave away he might be was just how how much they were showing him during the after the when everyone was at center ice and that hugging each other and applauding the crowd and that it just felt just on Carey's face it kind of felt like it might be his last time potentially in Erie and that in front of the crowd of the EIA.
And then that was tough, man. Just seeing the emotion on everybody's face, not even just the overagers, not even just Charlie. Like you could tell that team just felt defeated. That team just felt drained. They felt beat. They felt defeated. And I mean that they definitely felt that. I can guarantee that team knows they could have done better. Every fan of them knows that they have the potential to do better. But that you could tell the looks on everybody's faces. They were just beat. They were hurt and they were defeated bad. Like they got the shit kicked out of them for 4 games. Did some shit kicking back a little bit there in Game 4. Did not give up, and that's what I said this team can do. This team does not give up. Down 3 games to nothing in Game 4. They did not give up.
No, and that's why I'm so proud of them.
There's no necessary whatsoever to be disappointed in this Otters team. 2-3 years ago, sure. Last year, not so much. I mean, I think we had the potential to get out of the first round last year, but I still wasn't disappointed. And this year even more so. I am absolutely not at all disappointed in this team.
No, at all, because the last 3 seasons, it's been an improvement. Obviously, missed the playoffs 2 seasons ago. Last year, we finally broke that drought. Was in contention. This year, they got their first win.
Got our first series win since our cup run in 2017.
So that's... See, that right there just showed me it improved.
Going back to it, keeping if the goalie thing ends up being a thing, obviously we get to keep Noah. He doesn't count as one of the 3. Then I say, honestly, even if say San Diego sends Carey back, I do not hate the idea of trading him away. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but the return that we could get for him would probably be, the level of who Mississauga sent somebody to Kitchener, or was it vice versa? It was the one dude that got traded for 11 picks. Rakoff got sent back for 11 picks or some shit like that.
Yeah, he got sent to Brampton.
I don't think it'd be quite that size, but we could definitely easily get a younger, maybe like 17, 18-year-old forward, 5 picks maybe. We could get a decent return for him.
We can probably get a bit out of Eddie too, honestly.
Eddie too, honestly, yeah. I mean, he's young.
Yeah.
He's got that fight in him. He's got that feistiness to him that we really started to see a lot more this season. Started to see it a little bit towards the end of last year. He had that Gordie Howe hat trick that had the whole building fucking shaking. And I think he ended up having not fights, but a couple of scraps in the playoffs against Kitchener last year too. But this year he got into a couple of fights. I think 1 or 2 fights this year. Definitely, I think he had one in the playoffs, including 2. But that's when it comes down to, I don't know. I mean, it could be just, not playoff rust, but the first time in the playoffs, kind of that nervousness for McCall. He's never played in these playoffs before. He doesn't really know what to expect. I mean, he knows what to expect from teams like Saginaw and London, who we play 5-6 times a year. Do we want to waste one of our lead spots on him because of that playoff performance? Do we want to let that playoff performance affect how we feel about him?
Because I honestly liked his regular season. He was
he was phenomenal throughout the regular season. He's debatably one of our best defensemen. Obviously, until Schaefer went down. I think he came in after Schaefer.
He came after Schaefer.
And then it's going to be down to obviously between Carey, Dylan, and Mess. Correct?
And Davio.
Yeah.
And Davs is
Mess is going to be gone after he signed the contract in Toronto with the lacrosse league.
I don't know how much to believe this, but I said something about that on the Uncensored page, and somebody had said that Alex has said multiple times that he wants to focus on hockey, that he doesn't care too much about that. He wants to stay and focus on hockey. So it depends I'm sure the decision, if we decide that we want to keep him, if we say we want to keep him, he might show interest in wanting to stay with us. If we say, hey, we might be moving on from him, then he might go focus on lacrosse. Who knows? But some people said that he has said that he wants to stay here and focus on hockey. I know McCall has said that he really likes it here and wants to stay here. Who knows? Carey could go to the NCAA. Who knows?
I mean, with that NHL contract, I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I think his hands are tied. I think the three players that are really tied are Carey, and it's going to be Schaefer and Malcolm.
Yeah.
Are the three players that I'm kind of... obviously it would have been Marty too, but... Ty, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting Ty. Well, then again, Ty didn't really sign the contract yet.
He got drafted, but he hasn't signed yet.
Yeah, he hasn't signed his entry contract yet. But
So Ty might be able to go, considering he's not under contract.
Yeah. But I don't. I wouldn't hate bringing back Mess. I wouldn't hate. I'd like to keep that him and Royston. Those gritty, those power forwards. Those ones that aren't afraid to beat somebody up when they need to. So I don't think they might be our only two decent fighters on the team.
that's really the only thing why I would want to keep Mesra is just for that reason. But
It all depends on Carey. Where if they end up keeping him, if they call him up. Because that's the thing. Do we want to risk saving a OA spot on him if they keep him in? Because how does that work? If they call him up and they keep him and they don't send him back, does he still count as one of our OA slots because he's on the roster technically still, or how does that work?
because I know when Dylan Strome, he was up in Arizona for a little bit, and then
It's can we keep 3, but if he comes back, then we have to send one off again?
I
don't know
think,
how that works.
I think he would be exempt because we don't have him. They physically have him on the team. He's out playing for San Diego.
Say we keep Noah. We'll say that the goalie thing does go through. So say we have. So when we count Noah, because say they're exempt. So say we have. Eddie, Carey, McCall. Hey, Carey is not coming back. Okay, or Carey goes off to San Diego for the first part of the season. Okay, so we'll bring back in Eddie. We'll bring back in Eddie, or bring back in Sods. So say we have Sods, McCall, and Eddie. Hey, San Diego's sending back Carey. Who would we get rid of to bring Carey back in? Or would we just maybe trade Carey away? Or trade Dylan away to Carey?
We can technically keep 4 on the roster, just 3 active on any given game night.
Okay.
So
because we did that with the year Kishnik, because we had Kishnik, Selin,
Hoffman and D'Amato.
D'Amato, yeah. That was the year before I bought my tickets.
It was my first year of my season ticket. We had that situation.
Wow.
Second year, but first season. Because your first season got canceled.
No. Because that would have been... Oh,
yeah, because you've been like 6 seasons now, haven't you?
Yeah. This coming year will be officially 7 and that.
No, because your first would have been...
18, 19. So you're 1 off.
Yeah.
I thought your first was 18, 19.
17, 18.
Okay.
Won the cup. That fall I bought the tickets.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got a very tough situation. I guess we'll figure out more. I guess we'll learn more when closer the season comes. We probably won't know much by the time we're wrapping up this season of the show. But, updating with the OHL playoffs. Obviously, we mentioned earlier that London took us down. Kitchener pulling out the reverse sweep against Windsor.
It was 21-22 season, dog. Hoffman, Sullen, D'Amato.
So that would have been my third year.
Yeah, Kitchener pulling out the reverse sweep against Windsor. Unbelievable, man.
Becomes the 6th team in the O too.
6th team in OHL history to be able to do that.
Honestly, it was fun thing was Kitchener did it in Windsor. Obviously,
they swept them when they were the 8th seed. Swept the first seed of Windsor in the 22-23 season. Yep. Those playoffs swept them in the first round. First time ever that an 8th seed swept the first seed in OHL history. Unbelievable that apparently if it's Windsor and Kitchener, I'm choosing Kitchener from now on. So.
And I remember saying if Parsons is on his A game, I think Kitchener was going to win it, and sure enough, that's
He might not have been those first 3, but
The last 4.
he was a brick wall in those last 4 games. He was not letting in many goals. North Bay swept right by. So, I am looking at the wrong year. What am I doing?
Oshawa beat Brantford in 6 games, 4-2. And the Barrie Colts beat the Kingston Frontenacs in Game 7.
It's crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, so yeah, now we got the final 4 being the Barrie Colts and the Oshawa Generals, and the London Knights taking on the Kitchener Rangers. Who do we got winning these series?
Fortunately,
Kitchener. Or not Kitchener, London.
I can honestly see a rematch. I could see a London Oshawa rematch.
Anybody but London, please.
it's all.
It's gonna happen. I mean,
Unfortunately.
I know.
all we're doing is just delaying the inevitable of watching them raise that fucking cup again. But I mean, I think it's gonna happen. Is we gonna see an exact rematch again, or are we gonna? I mean, so do we think Barrie can take Oshawa down? Barrie is the higher seed. They were I think they're second in the East, compared to Oshawa being the 4th or the 3rd. I know Barrie was the first.
Oshawa was Barrie was the first, and Oshawa was the 2nd seed.
I thought Brantford was the first.
No. In the conference, Barry's 2nd and Oshawa's 4th.
Oshawa was 4th. Okay, I was right. 2nd and 4th. Yeah, I mean, Barrie could take down. I think Oshawa has what it takes to take down Barrie. But who stands a better chance against London is the question.
Neither.
I mean, we saw Oshawa did a great job in the final last year. So, I mean, it makes you want to say that Barrie might have the better shot. To at least not let them fucking go almost 16-0 in the playoffs again.
Kitchener honestly has the best chance of ruining that. I'm sorry, but like nobody in the East can touch
Us
them.
since Brantford got knocked out, I initially, early on, I initially said Brantford was probably going to be the ones that could potentially, obviously, Barrie.
And London just doesn't fucking lose at home, dude.
No.
They don't lose there. I mean, yeah,
It's
Kitchener
been-
probably has the best chance to take him down. Are they going to do it? Probably not, sadly. Can I even see Kitchener taking one away?
I say if we saw those in those last few games with previous round against Windsor, if Jackson Parsons can be on his A game,
Jackson Parsons can find his rhythm again, then yeah, I think they have a chance. But all in all, I think this again is going to be London in 5 if we're lucky.
I really do want to see the goaltending matchup between
Parsons and
Elliott and Parsons.
That's going to be fantastic. I mean, not looking so good for Parsons right now, but I mean, he hasn't had much time off. London's had week and a half off by now at this point.
yeah.
Parsons only had 3 days off. So, but yeah, winners. I'm gonna go with Barrie. I don't think Oshawa has what it takes this year to take them down. And obviously, I have to go London. I'm gonna say Barrie. I think it's gonna take a little bit longer. I'll say Barrie in 6, and then I'll say London in. I'll say 5. I can very easily see it being another sweep, but I'll say 5 just to give credit where credit's due to Kitchener because they're a good team. They are. It's just London is obviously the better team, and they're, nobody's taking them down.
Even if Kitchener loses, I really do hope they beat the brakes off of London.
Just wear them out. That's all I want.
Make them work, even if it's. I mean, we did wear them out again. We wore them out in Game 4. I mean, towards the end of the game, first and second period of Game 4 in Erie was still pretty feisty. But that third period, you could tell London started holy shit, we need to play. We need to get this. We need to be on our toes against this team. And we ended up tying it with I think it was 8 minutes left or something like that. Obviously, then the game winner going in about 8-10 minutes into overtime. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a London Barrie final. Was my prediction.
Yeah. I said London 5, maybe potentially 6 if Parsons
Can steal 1 or 2 away.
can steal 1 or 2 of them away, but and then Barrie, that one can honestly go 6 or 7 and that.
Honestly, I looking at this London Kitchener series, I know that London's going to take the first 2 easy, but as soon as they go back to Kitchener, Jackson Parsons is going to find his fucking confidence, and he can carry them the rest of the way. It's going to be a fucking fight, but
Obviously, because their games are going on right now. London's up 4-0, about just a little under 7, 8 minutes in the second period, and Barry and Oshawa are tied at 0 with just a little under 19 minutes into the second period.
Alright, moving on to some NHL talk. Move on to the. Well, I'll say we're already quite a few games into the playoffs here. The reason we didn't get to recording last weekend, Colin was on vacation, so having a good time in the good old state of AZ.
Lazy and AZ, baby.
AZ and AZ. Get your first round of 9, though, I heard.
Yeah, it went. I played poorly.
Went about as good as the first round of the season will go.
Considering I haven't played since last August. I mean, August to April.
I know I'll be rough. I think I got up to the driving range maybe once or twice last year, but I didn't get out for a full
get
round.
out last year whatsoever.
I know we'll plan on trying to get a couple in this year for sure.
Yeah, I tried reaching out as either I can't or. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going out. So I went a few times alone, which whatever. You know, I went.
Nothing's wrong with that. I've done it before, so.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
NHL playoffs. Essentially, let's go to our brackets. We'll pull our brackets out and see who we have predicted to win. Then we'll go on and move to what's currently actually happening. Let's start in the West. First round matchup, we got the Winnipeg Jets, the first seed in the entire league, I believe, first seed in the West, taking on the second wild card, barely squeaking in, the St. Louis Blues. I had the Jets winning in 5.
I had a sweep, and that's already.
That's already ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also had Winnipeg sweeping, but you know, that whatever. I know the games played are for extra points for tiebreakers or whatever. So either way, I still have Winnipeg winning that series. Staying in the Central, we have the number 2 seed in the Central, Dallas, taking on the number 3 seeded Avalanche. I have them the Avalanche winning in 7.
I have Dallas winning in 7.
I had Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 6. Okay.
I knew it was
any
gonna
of
go
those. Any of those are still in the ballpark. Right
I knew it was going to go either 6 or 7 this series.
I literally up until I think you had to submit it by what was it? I think it was by Thursday by 4 p.m. or 6 p.m.
It was.
No, because that would have been yesterday. I think it would have been like Monday or Tuesday.
It was Wednesday.
I think it was before the first puck drop of Game 2 of the first Game 2.
Tuesday.
So it would have been like 6-7 p.m. I literally went back and forth between. And I was like, Dallas, no, I'm gonna switch to Colorado. No, I'm gonna go back to that. No, I'm gonna switch to Colorado. Like, I literally switched this one back and forth about 4 times, and I fell on Dallas winning this one in 7. I just think they're the better team. I think they have the better goaltender right now. I mean, Jake Ottinger is playing out of his mind. I mean, the addition with Mikko Rantanen for Dallas. I mean, they're just an all around complete team right now. Miro Heiskanen, I think it was supposed to be back to series. If he's not yet, he's supposed to be very soon. And I think that's one thing where Avalanche struggle is defense. I mean, aside from Devon Tays and Kel McCarr, you don't got much going on back there.
Nope.
I got Sammy Girard, but he's starting to get a little bit older. But again, that's about all they have. They don't have much to help them back there. I mean, outside of that first line of, McKinnon, Landeskog coming back.
That was kind of. It's something
they don't have a home. I mean, they have a lot of. They got a decent amount of depth scoring. Logan O'Connor. They got
Nazem
Kadri down. No, Kadri's up in Calgary.
He's in Calgary.
Oh, all right. I thought he was still in Colorado.
Dallas has a lot of those young guys that just got Logan Stankoven at the deadline. He was part of that ranking. He went to Carolina.
Yeah, because
they got a great team.
Stankoven, it's you the other night.
And he's great.
Both beauties, by the way.
Yeah.
Both fucking beauties.
I have Dallas in 7. I think it's gonna go the distance. I think Jiffy could be right. I think Dallas could win in 6, but I think that one's gonna go the distance. I can see that one going 7.
Just kind of like what Kyle said when we get to it. I was back and forth on that series, and then there was one in the East that I was going back and forth on. But going down to the Pacific, we have the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Minnesota Wild. This one's also Andre screwed up. I had Vegas in a sweep.
I did as well.
Vegas in a sweep. See, I did 2 different ones. For the one that I did for our league, I have Vegas winning in 5. That's already over. But for the one that I actually submitted, like the whole big bracket, like the whole world going against each other. I had Vegas in 6, so that one could still happen.
Goalie change in Montreal.
What happened?
I don't know. I just looked up and I saw goalies get changed.
Oh snap! It's time. I wonder if there's an injury. It's a tie game. Oh, we have a goalie change in Montreal, folks. That can't be good. Is it Montembeau starting?
Montembeau was starting.
Who just went in? I don't know if I know who their backup is. Once I hear the name, I feel like I'll know it. But
Dobbs.
what's it?
Dobbs.
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 Okay. Yeah. Moving on to LA and Edmonton. This one is not looking good. At least for our bracket. I did 2 different ones. For the one for ours, I had Edmonton in 7. For the one I'm submitting to like the big one, I did LA in 7.
I said I had Vegas in my global one. I had LA and winning that one in 6, and then obviously in this one I had Edmonton in 6.
I mean, yeah, Edmonton just isn't anywhere near as good of a team as they have been in the past, especially last year. Obviously, they're not the same team, at least play style wise and good wise, if that makes sense, as the team that went to the finals last year. They're not the same team, which they really didn't have that many losses or additions. Really, like they really
It's
didn't.
just been a lot of
guys-
injuries.
If you guys remember last year, they started off like shit against Vancouver, and then they picked it up to be able to finish that series. Same thing round 2 against, I believe it was Winnipeg. Started like shit. Really ramped it up. Stuart Skinner, when he came back, really ramped
I
his
think
game
it
up.
was round 3. I think they swept right past round 3, or it might have been went up like 5, but.
But either way, after like games 3 or 4, when Stuart Skinner came back in for Edmonton, he started going off. Edmonton started going off. So I know where you guys are coming from, but it could also be a repeat of what happened last year. And you saw how far they went.
Yeah.
Fucking Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, losing just by 1 goal.
And nearly almost came back.
Regardless, ultimately, I'm going to say LA is going to take this one. It might end up going to 7. LA very easily might sweep. I mean, they're a good team. They're a very good team this year.
I see.
I think I said this last recording. I really honestly think Darcy Kemper should be in the conversation for the Vezina. I mean, he has been unbelievable this year.
I said goaltending has been really good for him. You got big Riddick, and then you
Big
got
Save Dave, and then you got Darcy Kemper. Both of them were very,
Been really
very
good.
good. I mean, and it's very tough.
Scoring
This one might be the toughest one to call, aside from Dallas and Colorado.
Do you think scoring depth is there, and then defense is not bad, but not the best, but not also the worst?
Yeah. Moving on to the Eastern Conference, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Ottawa Senators.
Battle of Ontario.
Battle of Ontario.
No, this one was wrong. I had said Ottawa in 5.
You said Ottawa in 5.
I must have pressed 5 by accident. I meant to press 7. But
I have Toronto on 5.
I have
In
Toronto.
both brackets, I have Toronto on 5.
I have Toronto in 5.
Which that's starting to look really good. With how well
It's been a
Ottawa
good
played last night at home, I can see them stealing one tomorrow night, or is it Sunday night, whenever they play Game 4. I can see Ottawa stealing one. I can see maybe being a little bit of, not a blowout, but not a 1-goal game. I can see it maybe like a 4-1 or a 5-3 type game. Then I think Toronto's going to go home and win it on home ice in 5.
I don't want them to, but
I think it's. I mean, if they lose to fucking Ottawa, whew, that's a little rough.
Number 1, Steve Dangle's going to lose his fucking mind.
Well, Steve Dangle's going to delete his YouTube channel.
He's going to disappear off the face of the fucking earth.
18 seasons of LFR. Fuck this. I'm done.
And I was rewatching his playoff bracket, what he put out. I'm like, because he had the Leafs going all the way this year. I'm like,
He does. He hasn't gone all the way this year.
And then number 2, just to see their fans lose their fucking shit.
Moving on, we got another Battle of series with the Battle of Florida, with Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Florida Panthers. The 2nd seed in the Atlantic, Tampa. 3rd seed in the Atlantic, Florida. I have Tampa Bay in our league. I have him in 7. The other one in ours I have him in 6. The other one I did in 7. So ours, it's gonna be a little tough for them to pull it off. I have to 4 in a row here.
Reverse sweep kind of thing.
Is it? Are they up 2-0? Or are they up 3-0 already?
They're up
Florida.
they're up 3-0.
They're up 3-0 now.
They're up 3-0. Right?
No,
2-0.
Is it only 2?
Game
Yeah, I
two.
thought it was
it's
only
only
2.
2.
That's right, because they got a later start than everybody
So
else.
they're going home with a 2-0 series lead. So that's huge.
This is where I said this. This was the one I was going back and forth on because on my global bracket I had Tampa in 7. This bracket I have Florida in 7.
Our global had him in 7. Ours I have him in 6. So
Florida in 6.
4 and 6.
4 and 6.
And
It's
it can
better.
happen.
Even though Florida's been kind of running away with it the last 2 games, it was still entertaining games the last.
Yeah.
Well, game 1 was entertaining. Game 2 wasn't so much because they didn't score that second goal until 30 seconds left on an empty net.
Yeah.
To make it 2-0. So it's like, okay, that was anticlimactic. Like,
Moving on to Washington versus Montreal. Washington, the number 1 seed in the Metro, number 1 seed in the East, taking on the second wild card Montreal Canadiens. In ours I have Washington sweeping, or in both, in ours I have them 5, like the global one I have them sweeping.
yeah, I also have Washington sweeper in ours.
In both of my brackets, I had them sweeping Washington.
I mean, no offense to Montreal. I mean, this is their first. Oh! They at the bench. Speaking of, we're watching this one right now. Into the second period, there's some feistiness happening.
Extracurricular.
Two players on one of the benches. Damn, they're mad. Let me get Fitzwilson.
No, that's the PLD. PLD's in the middle of it, so.
Oh wow. Oh, he won't stop. Oh, now Eller going at it.
Yeah, Wilson's on the bench sitting, just yapping his mouth, like his big fucking mouth like he always does. He's just pointing up at the scoreboard like, see ya? You see ya?
Didn't know they're losing.
What a dumbass.
But yeah, anyways, Washington 4. No. I mean, Montreal keeps playing this. They could end up taking this one.
Yeah.
And could end up going to 5, but...
Actually, Kolkov just scored to take the lead.
Yeah, with about 40 seconds left to go the period.
Yeah.
Moving on to the other game that we have on the multi-screen. The Carolina Hurricanes taking on the New Jersey Devils. Carolina, the 2nd seed in the Metro. New Jersey, the 3rd seed in the Metro. In ours, I have... in ours, I have them sweeping. In Global, I have New Jersey taking 1 away, so Canes at 5.
I said in our bracket I had Carolina sweeping, but in my global bracket I had Carolina in 5.
Tom Wilson. He's like mocking his crying.
The things I want to call Tom Wilson, I can't say on the air, so I guess I'll see.
I mean, he's a prick, but he's funny. I mean, he's funny as shit.
I guess I will see you guys next Tuesday.
He's a little prick, but he's funny. And moving on to the second round in the West, that leaves me with Winnipeg taking on Dallas. And I have Dallas winning that one. I have Dallas going to the conference final.
For me, obviously because mine is the same thing as Kyle's, Winnipeg and Dallas. I had actually Winnipeg winning.
Oh yeah, Winnipeg going to the conference final. Okay. Come on, what do you got?
So I got Winnipeg and Colorado, with Winnipeg moving on to the 3rd round.
Next
Of course, it was Tom Wilson who started it.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
Anderson.
thought.
No, I just
Oh
saw...
my god. He's such a prick. Yeah, he's so funny. Yeah, then I have Vegas taking on LA in ours. In ours I have Vegas taking on Edmonton. Doesn't matter regardless. I have Vegas moving on in both of them. Both brackets I have Dallas and Vegas in the conference final.
As I mentioned, I had Vegas. In this bracket, I had Vegas and Edmonton, Vegas and LA in the global one. But in this one, I have Edmonton actually moving on. beating Vegas.
I have the same as Jeffrey. Vegas, Vegas, Edmonton, with Edmonton moving on. Because fuck you, Vegas. So then for the Western Conference Finals, I actually have an all-Canadian matchup between Winnipeg and Edmonton, with Winnipeg moving on.
And Winnipeg going to the final. I think I did have them at first, but doing just looking at how deep the Dallas team is, and how much playoff experience they have in the last couple of years, I end up having them going. So in the conference final, I have Dallas and Vegas. I have the Dallas Stars going to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2020. Or no, 2021, sorry.
2020.
No, 2020, yeah, I was right. They're in the bubble, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, bubble.
Tampa's first of back-to-back.
It was Corey Perry's, the start of Corey Perry's 3 of the first 4.
With 3 different teams.
3 different teams. His losses there.
But
Lost 2 in a row to Tampa Bay, and if you can't join them, beat them, then he joined them, and then he lost again.
Yeah, if you can't beat him, join him.
So he joined them, and then he got beat.
and of course then
Who do you guys have been going to the final?
I had Winnipeg and Edmonton. I actually had Edmonton going.
Edmonton going back?
Alright,
And obviously
I said that.
Are you saying Winnipeg going all the way?
Yeah. No, I have. Oh no! In this bracket, I have Edmonton going all the way. I really should put Winnipeg, but in this bracket I put Edmonton. Moving over to the East, the second round, starting up with the Atlantic, I have Ottawa and Florida, with Florida winning it.
For me, I had obviously in my bracket it was Florida and Toronto. I had Florida moving on.
Okay.
Obviously in my other one it was Tampa, and I had Tampa moving on.
And obviously in both of them I have the same winners pretty much. All in the East. I just have different games. So in the East I have Toronto and Tampa Bay. I have Toronto moving on to the conference final for the first time since 1967.
No, in history.
Oh yeah, for the first time in history.
Yeah.
History.
The first time in history moving on to a conference finals.
Come on, Cal, get with the program, freshman.
And then for the second one, I have Washington taking on Carolina, and I have Carolina moving on to the conference final.
Really?
I have Carolina moving on.
I had the same one, Washington, Carolina, but I had obviously Washington moving on.
I also have Washington for over Carolina in that second round. Because Carolina seems to choke away when it becomes important.
Yeah, I mean that's very true, but I don't know, man. I think this year seems different for them. Yeah, I have Carolina going to the conference final against Toronto, and then the conference final, the first seed in the Atlantic, Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the second seed in the Metro, Carolina Hurricanes. I have the Carolina Hurricanes moving on to the Stanley Cup final to play the Dallas Stars.
You had me nervous. I was like, he's gonna say fucking Toronto, isn't he? You're one of them losers.
I thought about it, but watch, it'll be the one year that I don't have Toronto with confidence, and they're going to end up doing it. But no, I have Dallas and Carolina in the Stanley Cup final.
I'm happy that you finally learned that Toronto shouldn't be trusted to go all this way. Right, Otis? Right.
I mean, I still have them earned. I do think they did. I do definitely think they still have the power and have the ability to do so. Hi, Otis.
Yeah,
But just
he agrees.
can they do it? No, I don't think so either.
He doesn't have a lot of hope in the Leafs, huh, Otis? But for me, for the conference final, I have Florida and Washington. I have Washington going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
So when it comes down to the Final Four, we all have completely different.
Yeah, I also have Florida, Washington, with Washington going. So then it'll be, for me, in the Stanley Cup final, it'll be the Edmonton Oilers versus the Washington Capitals.
Oh, that would be a fucking sight.
Ovechkin versus McDavid, one of the old gen versus one of the new gen. I really wish it was Crosby making it all the way, so it'd be 87 versus 97. But if ifs and buts for candies and nuts, the world would be a much better place. And, this place fucking sucks. So.
Yeah. So in the Stanley Cup final, I have The Dallas Stars, the second seed in the Central, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes, the second seed in the Metro. Your Stanley Cup champion 2025, I got the Carolina Hurricanes winning the whole thing.
Just watch, they're going to get blown out in the first round and fuck you over.
Probably, well, yeah, they're going to go up 3-0 and they're going to get reverse swept by New Jersey. Fucking my whole bracket.
Oh. So for me, obviously, I had the Edmonton Oilers and the Washington Capitals. Your 2025 Stanley Cup champions is the Washington Capitals. And
I think we have the same fucking Final Four, by the way.
Oh, do you have the same four?
Yeah. Well, my tiebreaker is 34 goals.
I had 19.
All right.
I said 29 for mine. But.
All right.
See, my Final Four being Dallas, Vegas, Toronto, Carolina.
It's going to be interesting because obviously to mention, cause I didn't mention my other brackets finals. I had Winnipeg and Washington in the finals, and I had Winnipeg winning that one.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I still had Washington winning that one as well.
So we'll move on to what is currently going on right now, how well those are looking right now. Right now, Toronto is up 3-0 on the Ottawa Senators, which that's looking decent for me because I had them winning in 5.
Yep.
Florida is up 2-0 on Tampa Bay, not looking good for me because I had them in 7 in one and then 6 in the other. I can't remember if it was global and which one I had for which. Washington currently up 2-0 on Montreal, but losing 3-2 in Game 3 right now, into the second period. Carolina currently up 2-0 on the New Jersey Devils, also looking good for me. The only one not looking good for me in the East right now is the Florida Tampa series. I have a chance to be perfect on the entirety of the East. You know, Tampa Bay could come back. Don't you dare pull that glass over. You almost did.
Come here, you little fuck.
Winnipeg currently up 2-1 on St. Louis after a very blowout victory from St. Louis last night, which was not expecting that.
Neither was I.
Jordan Bennington played a hell of a game. The Dallas Stars up 2-1 on the Colorado Avalanche, still looking good for me. That one can go to 7. That one needs to go the distance. The other one not looking good for me is Minnesota being up 2-1 on Vegas, which I don't know if anybody saw that one coming. I know I had a feeling Minnesota would be a threat, but I didn't think it'd be this much of a threat.
Neither did I. That's why I was like,
I really did not think that they could, put through this much. And then LA up 2-0 over Edmonton. Did not see that one coming. I mean, they got the 2 wins at home, and now the series is going to Edmonton. Everything could change. So,
I say if LA wins this Game 3, then my bracket will be in trouble.
if LA wins tonight, then Edmonton's in some trouble. But if Edmonton can turn the tides, turn everything around tonight, get the win on home ice, then we might have a series. But if LA wins, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. So far, the only brackets that of mine are looking good, or still could potentially happen, is Dallas, Colorado, LA and Edmonton, Carolina and New Jersey, Washington, Montreal, and pretty much all of them are still pretty good except for the Winnipeg and Vegas one.
Yeah. So the ones I'm worried about is the Minnesota one, Minnesota over Vegas right now, then Florida currently over Tampa Bay. Those are the 2 that I am worried about. Obviously, I'm more worried about winning the global one than ours, which we didn't have. I don't think we had a punishment yet.
No.
If we decided if we're going to do one or not for the worst. But if there's only 3 of us, then I don't know.
Or just bragging rights more.
Well, it's just bragging rights, yeah. But I'm sure we can think of something. You do what we were just screwing around before the show, just stand out in the field and you just get golf balls whacked at shit and you're not allowed to move. Shirtless.
He's fucking. We just have to go somewhere where we're not going to head out of the houses, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
I
maybe
might.
not for that, but we'll think of something.
I might have the place for that.
Could be fun. Hopefully.
Looks like Lex is drinking.
All right. Because we a little bit of a shorter episode this week. I have a couple of just random trivia questions that I had thought of over the last couple weeks. I was like, maybe now would be a good time to ask these guys. Two of them are playoff related here. I didn't look at my other three, but it's playoff time, so mine as well. Why not? All right. In 2020, in the playoff bubble, Tampa Bay took on Columbus in the qualifiers round. Game 1 ended up going to that historic 5 overtimes. Who scored the game-winning goal in that game?
Sorelli? No. It's between two.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Sorelli.
I'm gonna stick with Sorelli because I feel like it's the other one. I'm thinking.
Who's your other one?
Braden Point.
It was Braden Point. Yep.
I knew it was either Sorelli or Point because
Braden Point.
I knew it was vice versa. And
I think we told this story, but again, we have time, so we'll tell it again. It's me, Jeff, Colin. Was Boba there, or another mutual friend, Sam?
It was just our friends. It was Sam.
Was that the night Jeffy fell into the pond?
No, that was a different time.
That was a different time.
Yeah, we're literally just getting up to the. I think the game had just went into overtime as we were getting up to the first hole.
The game just
The
started.
game itself just started
When
as
we
we're getting up to
start-
the first hole. We get to the first hole, couple hole, starting in the third hole. Hey guys, end of the first period or whatever. Get to the end of the fourth, end of the fifth hole, whatever. Oh, end of the second period. Okay, whatever, get to the end of the fifth hole. Oh, end of the third period. Okay, and I think we started slowing down. I think maybe we were behind somebody or whatever. End of the seventh hole. Oh, end of the first overtime. We get to the end of the eighth hole. Oh, end of the second overtime. Start getting ready to start the ninth hole. Get to the end of the ninth hole. End of the third overtime. By the time we get everything put back and you get back to the car, we're getting close. I think we went to eat after as we're pulling up to the restaurant. Oh, end of the fourth overtime.
No, we had left in the middle of the ride, end of fourth overtime, start of the fifth overtime, whatever. As soon as we pull in the restaurant and we sit down.
Oh yeah, we asked them to turn on. Can you turn on the Tampa Bay Columbus game, the hockey game, whatever? Yeah, sure. Before they could even find their remote to turn it on, it was over. Braden Point had scored. It was over. 5 overtimes.
That's still insane.
We played an entire round of golf before they could finish a game of hockey. Which I think there's supposed to be another game that night. That game ended up getting postponed because it was too late at that point. Alright, other one. Who was the first non-original 6 team to win a Stanley Cup?
St. Louis in 1967. Or 68, sorry.
Philly.
Philadelphia. The first non-original 6 team.
Yeah, which would be...
They did it, and they went back-to-back in 74, 75. Or 74, 75.
Oh, wow.
I'm 95% sure.
I know it's Philly because I just literally saw something the NHL post something like who's going to be the 2025 and it went through all the years.
Let's see. Oh, that's right, because St. Louis went up in their inaugural season and lost to Montreal.
Lost to Montreal. So that's not a bad idea.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. They lost to Montreal, and then lost to Boston. Yeah. Philly went back-to-back in 1974 and 1975.
Haven't won it since.
Haven't won since.
Alright, that's where I was getting St. Louis.
Right. And then here's our 3 none of these are just completely fucking random. Good luck if you know these off the top of your head. What was the final score of the well-known best game in American sports history, the Miracle on Ice?
$5-4 regulation.
I think
Right?
it was 4-3 regulation.
4-3 regulation, yeah. Right. What was the total amount of points Wayne Gretzky scored in his highest point total season?
In one single season.
In one single season, what was his record for most points in one season?
Mid-130s.
I'd say 110, like somewhere around 110.
Most points in one season, guys. You're way off.
Way under?
Way under. You're way off.
So he has to be like 170s, 180s then.
Oh.
Still way under?
Way under.
There's no way he did, more than 220.
Very close.
225.
His most in one season point total, 215 points in one season, is his record. Let's say if it would have been 130, McDavid would have broken. That would have been a whole different thing we would have been watching.
Yeah.
Multiple people. I think two people got 150 last year, didn't they? I think Cooch and McKinnon both got 150 last year.
I don't know.
They were up there.
Right, this one is, I don't know what made me think of this one, but this one is out there. Who scored the first Penguins goal at the Consol Energy Center / PPG Paints? The first Penguin to score a goal in the new arena.
Wasn't it Pascal?
It was not Pascal.
I'm trying to think if he was actually there at the time. Was it Kunis?
It was not Chris Kunitz. You guys, obviously, same team, obviously, but like that same era of Penguins. He was on this team like that. He was part of this team for a couple of years.
Not Stalzy.
Not Stelzy.
Not TK. Tyler Kennedy.
It was Tyler Kennedy.
Was Tyler Kennedy?
Tyler Kennedy.
Okay.
Was the first Penguin to score. I think we got scored on first, but he was the first Penguin to score a goal in the Consol Energy Center.
Okay, because my next guess was going to be Ryan Malone, and that was
No, Malone left
He
way
left before
Oh,
we
he
got
left
our,
way
he left
before.
before we got our first cup.
Oh, that's
Or
right.
the
Detroit.
09 Cup. He left the
That's
end of
right.
07-08 season.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he left the year we lost to Detroit.
I knew it was early he left, and I just didn't remember.
I think he might have been done in the league by then. I think he only went to Tampa Bay for another 2-3 years after he left us, and maybe went elsewhere for one more. But I think that's about all I had to go over.
So he played with the Penguins up to 07-08 season. Oh, he played with the Penguins from 03-04 to 07-08. Then it was with the Lightning from 08-09 to 13-14.
Oh, he did play that long. Okay.
And then he was with the Rangers 14-15. Played 6 games, 0 points, was a -4, and ended up calling quits after that.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he did not play a full 82 game season. He came close once in 03-04, playing 81 games.
Wow.
Otherwise, his next closest was 70. His next two were 77s. 2 77s, 70, and a 69.
Just scrolling through, see what else we might want to talk about. A couple of coach firings we have. What? Lou Lamoriello from
Well, Lou's
the GM.
taking a step back.
taking a step
He's-
back from being GM. Not Peter Laviolette, right?
Peter
Peter Laviolette from the Rangers has gotten fired.
John
John
Tortorella.
Tortorella, we knew that earlier, close to the end of the season. Dan Balsma, head coach of the Kraken, got fired after just 1 year.
1 year.
Just 1 year. Which I do not think that's a whole lot of time to
I
do
don't
anything.
I don't think that. I think that one.
Especially with that roster, he's not very good.
That one I think was kind of a mistake on Seattle's part, because I know they
PWHL introduced Vancouver is going to be an expansion team. That'd be pretty cool.
I think they're slowly gonna keep expanding each, like every year or every other year. The women's league.
That Wilson thing, I think we almost have to put that as a new profile picture for the group. That's hilarious. But I don't know if I want to look at his ugly ass face every day. Going back to the Otters, the Otters announced that Sean Bednard is taking a step away from the team, will no longer be the voice or the main play-by-play announcer of the Erie Otters, and assistant Trevor Cabea will be taking over the play-by-play, which is awesome for Trevor. Really sad to see Sean go. I really did enjoy Sean. But he's getting a much better opportunity for his career.
He's just moving over to Hammett and that,
Yeah.
like, to be a development director over
Pretty much
there.
right down the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he said, he pretty much said, he's like, I'm excited now to actually be an Otters fan.
We on this side of the Otters.
Even though people bitching, like, oh, he's so biased, or he's supposed that he's not biased enough that he's like. When are announcers supposed to be biased towards their team? You ever heard of somebody named Doc Emmerich? Like, oh, he's so the way they sound more excited for a London goal than he does for Erie because he's an announcer. He's not an Erie fan. He is an announcer.
He's a professional announcer.
No matter who is playing, Doc Emmerich going absolutely ballistic, giving himself a stroke with every goal he announced. Like,
I was like, he's had some incredible calls. Just
some of the greatest calls we've ever seen. I mean, he's definitely top 3 hockey announcers up there with RJ. I mean, he's top 3. And I won't honestly, I might say Doc at 1 and then RJ at 2 for the best announcers ever.
Well, they weren't really announcers, whereas RJ was like Bednar, whereas he played.
he was the voice for the.
He was for who?
I said true.
Oh, I thought you said for Jersey. I'm like,
no, I said true.
I was gonna come over there and fucking slap you, man. But no, for more play by play, but obviously RJ was specifically Buffalo, whereas Doc was
Everyone.
Okay, I mean Doc is the best announcer, and RJ is probably the best for a specific team. I mean, he's up there. You got to throw Mike Lang up there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otis, I have enough hair on my laptop bag.
I think
Specifically from you, though, fuck.
I said,
I love you, but gosh.
I think there's 2 calls I always love by Sean Bednard's obviously Brett Brissett's game winner in the penalty shot in the 21-22 season. Tell the fat lady to put that.
So put that mic
Put
away.
the mic away.
That was one of my favorites, and obviously the overtime Marty goal in last
And
year's
the season finale
at the
last year.
season finale last year against Cashier. I think those are probably one of my 2 favorites by Bednar. But I'm honest. But I'm happy for Trevor to it's his time to kind of be now the voice for the Otters and that.
I definitely think he can do it.
I think so.
I know people complain about Trevor too, but he's younger than we are. He's like 22 years old. He just graduated college last year.
He's 23, by the way.
He just graduated college, I think, last summer, like the summer before this season. Kid's young. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do. Are they going to bring on somebody to be alongside Trevor? I guess we'll find out. Maybe could be Tim Quinn. I don't know. We could find. We'll see. I mean, we'll there's something to look forward to next year. Yeah, we shall see.
Trying to find here.
Trying to find what?
There.
I watched and tied it. I missed that one.
Oh.
3-3. 3 minutes into the second or third. Sorry.
Here it is.
Here's Martin Nishiak, 2-on-1 with Dylan Edwards. Nishiak taking the shot. He scores!
Getting to be in the arena for that one, man. Just oh my god.
The one story that I remember.
I think I almost didn't make that game. I almost didn't make that game.
I think the one story that I remember hearing from the old 2-9er, when he was in the booth with Lang, I don't remember what game he was calling, but I think it was in the 09 Cup run. What? I don't know. Either way, the way he called a goal, he was leaning back so far in his chair, his headset came off, and he thought he was gonna fall right over. Like, and he scores or whatever he said at the time. I don't remember, but
I know Clipper Top. I think I've seen that. But yeah. All right, now we'll a little bit shorter, but that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Buckbuster Podcast. We will be back in the studio next weekend, so we'll get back to 2 episodes within the span of 8-9 days. So make up for the nearly 3-week absence. So because I'm sure we'll probably have a couple series ending here this week to talk about next week. So
Yippers.
yeah, if you guys haven't already done so, follow the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow us on TikTok. What are you doing, man? It's been 5-6 years at this point now. Like, come on, do it.
just you
Do it.
You had a little bit of Johnny come out there, by the way.
A little bit. Voice got a little too high there. God damn it!
Jonathan.
There's Johnny.
Maybe the first time I've done that on the show. I don't think I've ever done it. Might have accidentally like a word like that before, but never like intentional.
Maybe a little behind the scene, like I sucked hard, fuck the Flyers or something like that.
But yeah, Odie, you want to say goodbye? No? Okay.
No.
No? Well, fuck you too.
So annoyed, like we're just inconveniencing him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we taking up your space in your house? And this is
He's
your
like, damn
room.
straight, this is my kingdom.
And this is your room specifically.
He's like, now you get it. He's just there, you're like, duh.
I brought you into this house, and I can easily kick you out.
Yeah, because if you haven't done so already, go check out that vlog that we posted on our YouTube a couple weeks ago when we went to Sabres Penguins game in Buffalo again. Saw Sidney Crosby break his own Wayne Gretzky record. But yeah, thank you guys for listening for 5 seasons now. Getting ready to wrap up season 5. That's absolutely insane. Goodbye.
See ya.